Hello everyone, welcome to a new video. On this video I'm going to be showing you how to add styling to a React application by using CSS. There are many ways to do it, but I'm going to focus on 4 different ways. So let's get started. Alright, so I'm assuming you already have created your app. If not, you can just issue the command npx create react app and then the name of your app. And once you have your app, cd into the directory of your apps. In this case mine is styling, and then we're just going to run the app to see so this is I have a video on how to create a React app. You can check that out. And here we're just gonna focus on the styling. Alright, so you should have this after you run your app. So I'm just gonna change it a little bit. So go to app.js, and here we'll just have one tag. Alright, so here we're just gonna have like a title tag, and this is just for like so that we can change it. Alright, so what we're gonna be changing is this title here that says this is going to change. So if you want to apply styling, one of the ways to do it is using the inline styling. So you'll say style and then double brackets, and then you have to write the property, which in this case it's color, and we'll change it to red. So now if you go to your app, this should change to red. So that's the inline styling. So you write it in line with the tag that you're trying to change. Right, so we have changed the color of the text. Well, let's say that we want to add like another property. Let's say that we want to change the font size, so then we'll just use comma, the name of the property, and then the value that we want to give it, in this case 12 pixels, and then it's going to change as well. Alright, so this is the inline styling. So this is the one that you change in line with the tag that you have. Like you can see that this can get like really lengthy, so you don't want this. So we're gonna explore a different way, which is called internal styling. We'll just have this variable name, just say well, we don't want to say that, so we'll just say change this or something like that. Alright, and then this is gonna be, and we're gonna have these values, we'll have them there. So we'll just say color, font size, so the same thing that we were changing. And we'll get rid of this here, and we'll keep the style here, and we have to call this, right? So we'll say change this. So then you can have the styling here in this object, and then you can just call it here, and that's gonna change the text. As you can see, it's still the same thing, and we can give it like a different color just to make sure that it works. And now it's gonna be blue. We can change this to 16, and it's going to increase the font size. Alright, so this is also a little bit more organized, but it can get lengthy as well, and it really depends. This is just to make quick changes, but after you do these changes, it's better to do it just to move this styling somewhere else. Alright, so the other way to do it is using an external styling sheet, and we're already using one here. As you can see, this is the app.css, which styles the app.js, and that's how we usually do it in React. So if we create a component, we want to have like a styling sheet for that component, and so forth and so on. So if you have like a component that's called table.js, then we'll have a table.css that's gonna style that component. So let's explore that now. So let me just delete this, and then here we'll delete this. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna give it a class name, so that we can find it when we have our properties in that CSS file, that CSS file. So here we'll say this is just like title. So I'm missing the quotation marks. We'll just say title. Alright, and now since we already have like the styling sheet here, we don't have to import it again. So we can go to app.css, and let me just delete all of this here. And the name of our title tag is just title, so we'll just say title, open brackets, and then we'll let's change the color again. So, and you already saw that we had some options here, so we'll just use brown this time. Alright, and if we go let's see, title, you need that. Alright, yes. So now you can see that it has changed. Now it says brown. So we have given the title tag the name title, so that we can style it in our styling sheet. And here we we access it by saying that title, and then we just give it the properties that we want to give it. All right, so we have given another property that's text align, so we'll just put it in the center, and maybe we want to put it in the right. So let's just try that just to make sure that it works. And now we have it on the right. So yeah, so this is the external styling. So you will just give a class name to the element, in this case title, and then you'll go to the styling sheet, and here you can just style the component, the element, by referring to it by saying dot title, and then you can give the properties that you want. All right, so this is the external styling. So pretty much what you do is you go to your component, and then you give your element a name, a class name, in this case title, and then you can go to the styling sheet and access it by using the dot notation, and then you'll set dot title, and then you'll give the properties to that element so that you can style it. All right, so there is one more way, which is the global one, and so it's global styling. So like if you go to index.js, so here this is the entry point of the app. So you can see that index.js, it contains the app.js, right, which is a component as well. So if you also have like a styling sheet here. So let's say that you go to index.css, you already have like a styling which is for the whole, for like your application, for the whole page, for your web application. So if you change this is gonna change everything globally. So let's say that I wanna change the same things that I was changing before, right? So we'll just leave it at class name title, and then we'll delete all the properties from here, and we have it back where we want it. But we'll go to index.css, and if we add here what we had, and then we just say color, then we'll just give it like a blue, and we'll change and say text center. This, it's in the index.css, but since the index.js contains the component which is the app.js, so if we have all our properties here, it's gonna change things globally in all of the components that we have. And as you can see, it has changed, and that's because once again app.js, so if you go to index.js, that contains app.js, and usually when we create components, they go into app.js, which is contained by index.js. So if we change the global style sheet here, we can still change things in all of our components. Yeah, but it's better to keep it just keep your own style sheet for each component. I think that's a pretty organized way to do it, so it's better to do it that way. So I'll just delete this here, but this is another way that you can do it, and then I'll just paste it here again. And just to recap, we have 4 different ways to style. We have the inline styling, which it goes in line with the element, so we just write the styling here. The other way is using the internal styling. We just create an object, and then we give it the properties, and then we just call it here in the element. And the other way is the external styling, which is the recommended one. So each component gets its own style sheet. And the last way is the global styling, which is by going to index.css and start giving the properties here, which we know index.js contains pretty much the app.js, which contains everything else. And it's gonna, if we give the properties here, it's gonna change globally. So yeah, so that's all for today. Thank you for watching the video, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks.